Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and this is Cold Steel 2. We are still in Berea going through our bonding events because there are so many nowadays and we still have 3 left to go. 1 for Toa, 1 for Elven and of course the last one, uses. So let's go straight into it and talk to Toa. Toa, is something wrong?
Oh, no, it's nothing. I was just thinking about Berea finally being freed from the Duke's clutches. And ended up spaced out. You know, when you finish something you're really nervous about and all the exhaustion washes over you at once? That's what I'm going through. But don't worry about me. I'll be back on the ship by the time everyone else is.
The more she tells me not to worry, the more worried I get. I wonder if she needs to talk to someone. Mind if I sit with you for a while? There's a really nice breeze here, so I figured it might be a good spot to relax.
Oh, sure, go ahead.
I don't want to sound pushy here, but, well, if you have something on your mind, Toa, I'm more than willing to listen.
Huh?
I realize that I might not be able to offer any help, but you've done so much for everyone and me personally by both at Thor's and on the Courageous. That's why I want to do whatever I can for you in return.
Oh, that's really sweet of you, Rean. Thanks. To tell the truth, I'm not really sure if I'm the best fit for the Courageous captain anymore. Part of me wishes I declined back when Viscount Arcide asked me.
Can I ask why?
Well, we managed to set Berea free and have Duke Alberia arrested, right? But when you think about it, that won't do much to ease the pain for those in Celtic. It won't bring back those that we've lost either. And it's not just that. Thinking back to when Fiona was taken hostage or what happened with Angie, in the end, I just stood there uselessly waiting for you guys to solve everything. All while having the Courageous at our disposal too. That's why I can't help but wonder what a more capable captain would have been able to accomplish.
Have you been bottling this stuff up all this time?
Oh, sorry for unloading on you. I promised myself I'd become a much stronger person, and yet here I am fretting over every little thing. I'm really not suited to be your captain at all, am I?
Phew.
Thanks for getting it back for me, but still.
Trust me when I say that your worries couldn't be further from the truth. I can't think of a single person more suited to be our captain than you.
But Rean...
In the end, we're still students. We don't have the kind of experience Prince Olivert and Viscount Arcide do. There's no way anyone expects you to be able to do what they can. But despite that, you took it upon yourself to accept such a crucial position in Viscount Arcide's place. You're doing everything you can to fulfill that role, even when you're just a student. Seeing you work like that is what inspired all of us, you know. We wouldn't be the same team without you.
Oh, that's not true.
I'm certain that everything we've done so far brings us one step closer to taking back our school. Accomplishing that will probably be our biggest challenge yet though. And that's exactly why we need you. Having you alongside us is the greatest motivation we could ever ask for. Of course, we have no intention of letting this be one-sided. We'll be there for you as much as you are for us.
You mean it, Rean? Boy, you're awfully convincing, aren't you? You're right. We should be using our worries as a means to better ourselves, shouldn't we? I'm such a dummy for forgetting something as simple as that.
Hey, we all have our moments.
It won't be long now until we can finally take back Thor's. We're gonna go all out and make it a reality, right?
Right.
Thanks for the talk, Rean. I might not be much of a captain yet, but I'll keep working at it. The better I get, the sooner we can take back our academy.
Yeah, and trust me, when the war's over, leading the courageous is one hell of a thing to put on your resume. Alright, Princess Elven next. It would seem that they're about to hold mass over at the cathedral. I'm thinking of sneaking in kind of incognito, but... Something the matter? Well, it's nothing. Just pretend I didn't say anything. Oh, and try to get some rest, Rean. You must be exhausted. She seems like she's got something on her mind. Would you mind if I joined you, Your Highness? I feel much more at ease if, at least, I escorted you to the cathedral. Just as a precaution, of course. Would you, Rean? Thank you so much for your concern. Shall we be off then? Seeing Bereyhard's cathedral up close is always breathtaking. You've been to Bereyhard before, haven't you? That's right, I have a number of noble acquaintances here even. Speaking of which, today's mass seems to have attracted more than usual. It looked like it's intended as an occasion to mourn the losses suffering by Celtic. Oh, judging by all the people I saw go in, it'll probably be a fairly large event. So it seems. I plan to attend as well, to offer my prayers to the market manager. But... no, it's nothing. Let's go inside, Rean. And so Rean and Princess Elven entered the cathedral to attend the mass currently being held. Of course, they were careful to sit behind the majority of attendees to avoid standing out. However, during the sermon, I am sure you all heard by now the terrible tragedy that took place in Celtic recently. In light of this, let us offer up our prayers for the people there. May I just be with them all. Rest in peace, Otto. What's going to happen to us from here on out? I can't believe they actually arrested Duke Alberia. Not to mention the fact that we've been removed from the Noble Alliance's jurisdiction. But why though? I see no reason to accept the Imperial Army when our own army is still intact. Duke Alberia certainly has made a mock of things this time. Are these people for real? Are we supposed to be mourning the people of Celtic? There's a time and place for self-pity, and it sure as hell isn't now. Besides, surely Celtic was partly to blame for what happened too, no? I heard all about their belligerent attitude towards Duke Alberia. And yet he was arrested simply for teaching them a lesson. Raiding a town to the ground, burning them, is not teaching a lesson. Oh, this is making me mad. Disgraceful, I know. The beloved empire certainly has been on the decline these past couple of years. Oh, I can't take much more of this. Just who in the world do you people think you are? Who dares to raise their voice during Holy Mass? Wait, I know that face. Princess Elven? How could you make light of what happened in Celtic? Do you genuinely believe that it's none of our concern, that Celtic deserved its fate? Is this how you treat your fellow Erebonians? Don't you realize that by putting aside such social labels, this tragedy could have been prevented? Your Highness. But maybe I'm not one to talk. I may have shared the same sentiment as you all had I continued to live my cozy life in Heimdallr. I would have done little other than pity them without making an attempt to truly understand the gravity of the matter. In the end, I would have been another event on the long list of things to eventually forget. But please, I beg of you, please realize that whether they are noble or commoner, every life matters. The people who suffer in Celtic, who lost their lives because of this war, are no less important than any of us.
Each and every one of them lived a life of their own and had a future ahead of them until it was ripped away. Your Highness. Your Highness? Rean. So please, ask anyone in disagreement with the Duke's arrest to go see Celtic for themselves. If that's not enough to convince you his arrest was the right thing to do, then by all means, bring your complaints to me. I swear on the Arnor household that I will listen to every single one of you in earnest. And she actually would. I totally believe that. After Princess Elvin's speech, they left the cathedral that had turned deathly quiet. From there, Rean escorted her back to the airport. The entire way, she struggled to hold back her tears. Thank you, Rean. I've got a hold of myself now. Oh, how embarrassing it is to act out like that during a holy mass. I'm sure my brother would have been able to handle that situation much better. Well, Princess Olafur would have handled that in his own way, sure. That doesn't make your action any less worthy of respect, however. Oh, you don't think it was too much? I mean it when I say that speech hit very close to home. That's why I'm sure some of the nobles there must have been impacted the same way. If anything, I say you made me feel more proud to be a member of the Empire than ever before. Did I? Well, I'm sure that when this war comes to an end, your worlds will be able to reach even more people too. Until then, all we can do is keep fighting. Thank you, Rean. Hearing you say that is such a relief. Happy to help, Your Highness. Let's just focus on doing what we can for now, okay? Please don't forget that we're all here to support you. Thank you. It's another very sweet and very impactful moment. Now I know why people were saying that Princess Elvin's bonding event was such a good one, because such impactful. I could even feel it myself. After Rean escorted Princess Elvin to the Courageous, he headed back to town. Alright, one event left to go. Alright, let's head over to House Alberia and see what we can find in there. And I'm sure there's going to be a few more people in there normally that we haven't talked to yet, so let's do that first. And then talk to Uses to start this event. And afterwards we can move on with the story. Good day. We received word to let you all pass. I expect Uses Alberia should be inside at the moment too. The Alberia family mansion is currently under our control. I have to say though, it's rather nerve-wracking for us to be stationed in such a noble-dominated area. There's no need for you to be concerned, of course. Our presence won't alarm the citizens as much as the armored divisions would. The size of this place never ceases to amaze me. Both the Duke and Scarlet are being held here, I think. Yes, they are. I do wonder what Scarlet has to say for herself. Damn! Look at this place. This place is huge.
Damn, this is incredible. It's not as grand as Valflame Palace, but I doubt you'll find many mansions this fancy. The Duke's residence is certainly befitting of his status.
You came after all, Rean.
Of course we would.
Yeah, I was kinda hesitant to come and visit in case I got in your way, though.
No, it's fine. Everything is largely settled here now. I will leave the rest to you, then.
As you wish. Leave everything to us, and we will strive and make things as comfortable for your father as possible.
You have my thanks.
He's Captain Claire's adjutant, isn't he?
Indeed, and quite a skilled one at that. He and his men will be managing the mansion together while keeping my father in custody. At least until the war comes to an end.
Oh, right.
There's no need to look so glum. He deserves to answer for his crimes much like others. He should be grateful he hasn't been handcuffed and thrown in a cell.
I guess that's one way of looking at it. Oh, yeah, Scarlet's here too, right?
She's currently receiving treatment in the annex. She remains bedridden, but her life is in no real danger, or so I hear.
That's good.
If you'd like to speak with her, you should go and pay her a visit. Meanwhile, I'll be going to my room to get ready for departure. If you need anything at all, feel free to come by and see me.
Oh, we will.
Thanks, Eustace. Will do.
Yeah, the sheer size is impressive.
Where is his room anyway?
We'll find it, Rean, no problem. It's big, I grant you that, but if we walk around, we're sure to hit it at some point.
I don't know where the annex Scarlet's in is either. I guess I'll have to ask someone.
Yeah, this place is just as big as any field study location, that's for sure. Anyway, look at your map, it's already there. Okay, that's the annex where we're gonna do for story event, so we'll skip that for now. We do have to do quarters and Eustace's room, so definitely be visiting that. Oh, hello. Are you looking for Lady Scarlet's room? It's quite far down the corridor on the annex's first floor. Thanks. How do I get to the annex, though? Oh, my apologies. Turn left here and make your way out into the courtyard. There's a path on the right side of the fountain, which, if you follow, will... I think I understand where to go now, and that is going to be a really long walk. Do you have some business with Lady Scarlet? Her room is near the end of the corridor on the first floor of the annex, so you can reach it by taking the left here. Thank you very much. Good day to you. Please leave everything here in our hands. His Grace is confined to the mansion, but he is permitted a degree of freedom within its walls. Rest assured that the terrorist S is being treated with care as well. Good day to you. Please leave everything in our hands. Yes, we shall. Oh, are you looking for Lord Eustace's room? Please turn to the right here. You'll find it at the very end of the hall on the right wing, third floor. I see. Thank you very much. That's sad. His Grace and Lord Eustace have a lot on their minds at the present. Please do try to be quiet while inside the mansion so not to disturb them needlessly. Of course, I'll be as quiet as I possibly can. If you're looking for Lord Eustace's room, you can reach it by turning right here. Lord Eustace does seem to be rather tired, however, so please try to be as quiet as possible while inside. We'll definitely try. My apologies, but His Grace has firmly expressed that he does not want to meet with anyone at the present moment. I must ask you to turn back. Of course, sorry to disturb you. This way leads to Duke Alberia's private room. I don't think this is the time to be visiting him. Yeah, getting a visit for the one that arrested him? Yeah, he might come over as us gloating. And they would be right. Okay, so we don't see all the corridors and stuff like that, we just go directly to where we need to be. I would somewhere have loved to see all of it, just to get a grasp of how big everything is. There's a copy of a car magazine called Imperial Car Yearly here. Wow, this seems has many new models in it. This coloring might actually work well on the bike, come to think of it. Thank you very much. Always like a good inspiration. The RMP should be able to take care of the mansion for the time being. Perhaps this is a chance for me to take one of the horses out for a final ride before I leave. This sounds kind of fun, actually. Mind if I join you, Eustace? I haven't seen any of your family's horses since that race we had. Not at all. That gives me an idea, in fact. Come with me. Where? Rean borrowed one of the horses from the Alberia Mansion, while Eustace rode another. Together, they set off on horseback towards Aurochs Canyon, with Eustace taking the lead. This is where we had our duel before, isn't it? Why did we come out here? Draw your sword, Rean. I'd like to request another duel with you. Eustace? Do you remember what you told me during our field study here? You claimed that there was something honest about the way I fought, and that was because I learned my swordsmanship from someone I trusted. I did, didn't I? My trust in my brother has not faltered. However, because of that trust, I fear that when the time comes to fight him, my sword will be hindered by hesitation. I dread the day that I will have to turn my blade upon my own brother. I'm not proud of it, but that's how it is. I can hardly blame you, Eustace. Anyone in your position would feel that way. Perhaps that's why I'd like to face off with you, Rean. Whether I win or lose, I believe our duel will allow me to cast away my doubts. And through that, I shall be able to better trust in my own convictions, regardless of whom I face. I realize this is a somewhat selfish request, but please, this is important to me. Am I even allowed to say no after a speech like that? It's not often you ask for favors like this either. So sure, let's go. Just know that I won't be holding back. Hit me with all you've got. With pleasure. Thus Rean and Eustace began their duel, putting all of their strength into the battle. They cleared their heads of all distractions, their focus purely on trying to be the victor. With that, the fight continued on until... I don't think I can move another muscle. Neither can I. Even in real battles, it's not often that I fight to the point of exhaustion. I think it's because we can read each other so well that we're able to fight to this point really. Granted, I could see Master Kafai and Viscount Arcide keeping it up the whole day without even getting tired or bored. We're not them, but I still think we did pretty well for a couple of teenagers. Agreed. It was fun in our own strange way. Thank you, Rean. I feel as though I can now go forth and fight with that same honesty yet again. I have been taught by Rufus, but it was Class 7 who helped me to further develop my skills. No need to thank me. I was just glad you were honest with me and asked. Oh, that was beyond awful. Ah, beautiful. True friendship. Afterwards, they somehow managed to summon up the energy to get on their horses and return to Bereahard. Yeah, I'm glad I picked this one. It was a good one. Thank you for joining me, Rean. I feel as though I can finally put faith in my swordsmanship now. So let's keep moving forward without fearing whatever future awaits us. Yes, let's do that. And having said that, I think it's time for us to move on forward with the main story and go see how Scarlet is. Ooh, wait, can we? I think I better not try to go this way. I'd probably just get lost. That's a good enough excuse for anything, I bet. Damn, look at all these rooms.
I knew it would be you.
I wonder if she's mad for us stepping into her suicide attempt.
Did you come to listen to me whine and complain about you?
No, we're just here to see how you're doing. That's it.
I know you didn't want me to save you, but you don't have to hate me for it.
I was just joking. I don't care what happens to me. Whether I live or die or get executed as a terrorist, what happens, happens.
Stop being so flippant about the whole thing. But you seem to be a little more cheerful than I was expecting you to be. I'm glad. Well, it sounds like you're doing all right at least. That's good.
My only complaint is that I wasn't allowed to ascend to heaven like I wanted to. But perhaps this is just how it was meant to be.
I wish I could tell you. You said you used to be a sister, right? You mentioned something about training over in Arteria, too.
I did, though that training was a long time ago. That really takes me back.
So that wasn't a lie? Sorry. It wasn't that I didn't believe you, it's just...
I'll have you know I grew up in one of the most pious families in the country. Hard as that may be to believe, I was so happy when I was first invited to join the church. I doubt you'd know, but the church is a fairly complex organization with plenty of divisions within it.
Well, throughout the games, we've definitely learned about that in some regards. Maybe not all, but we've seen a glimpse of it.
The part I was invited to join was an organization called the Congregation for the Sacraments. They're a group full of immensely skilled people who take on some unique missions. It made me happier than you can imagine to be recognized by people like that at such a young age. I didn't have any special abilities of my own, but I left home, trained my hardest, and eventually became a squire.
A squire? As in a kind of knight? I thought you said you became a sister.
She became a ritter.
Unless you're saying the church has knights too. Ugh, I'm getting confused now.
Anyone would be in your position. Their image of the church begins and ends with priests and mass. As it was, my days in Arteria came to an abrupt end. Just before I went out on my first mission, I got word of what had happened. I hurried back to Erebonia as fast as I could, but I was too late to do anything.
Lady Scarlet, I think you should get some more rest.
Sorry, I didn't mean to make you strain yourself.
You really are a softie. If you want to hear the rest, you'll have to come back another time.
Oh, we'll definitely come back. Even if it's just to keep an eye on you.
So, if you're interested.
It's hard to imagine someone going from being a sister to a terrorist, but that's just what happened. I'm still convinced that it would have been a waste for her to have died back there. I'm glad she seems to have calmed down for now. I'll have to come back another time to see how she's doing.
Definitely. Alright, I think that's all there is to it. We've talked to everyone. We don't have any more points to point out to the rest. The only thing we have to do is go to Berea Airport, so let's go and do that. Alright, time to head back onto the Courageous and see where we're gonna go next. I do wonder if he managed to complete his maintenance on the damn thing. Leave the Courageous maintenance to us. This has always been especially good to me. I can only hope this will allow me to go some way to returning the favor. Oh, I'm sure it definitely is. Should I go back inside? I feel like there's still more to see here in Berea. Returning to the Courageous will cause the main story to advance. Any unseen bonding events will no longer be available. Yeah, we saw all the bonding events. We've talked to everyone, as far as I know. I haven't found any fishing spot in Berea, but I think that can wait until we have control over the Courageous later, so that should be fine. I do, however, have an empty spot for a recipe between the fruit parfait and the one before that. So we still need to see if we can find out where that recipe is. Might have missed it, or just a location we haven't talked to everyone yet and missed it in that regard. But when we have controlled back the Courageous to go anywhere, we'll go everywhere and we'll find out where that is. Yes, return to the Courageous. Nah, I suppose I'll head back inside. I can sit and wait for the others to get back. Rean. Looks like we caught you just at the right time. Were you planning on going inside too? Oh, hello. What's wrong? You seem all flustered. Well, we've got a message from the guy still inside the ship. They said that something happened over in Crosbell. In Crossbell? We saw the city covered by a blue barrier from where Guerrilla Fortress was, but it's not that, I'm guessing. Believe it or not, it's something even weirder. We're planning to go and get a closer look at it. Would you mind grabbing everyone else still in town and bringing them back here? We'll be getting everything ready for liftoff in the meantime. Okay, I'll be back as soon as I can. I'll leave everything here to you. Ooh, events over in Crossbell. Alright. Rean quickly left to find his classmates. Once everyone was gathered at Burayhart Airport, they boarded the Courageous, then promptly took off.
Well done!
Will we have an S rank?
I'm so proud of you,
Yes.
Rean!
Getting an S rank, I don't know if it means we have everything, but at least it gives me a slight peace of mind that we're heading in the right direction. Course to the northeast is clear. All hands remain vigilant. The ships are approaching maximum cruising speed. We should be getting closer to the fortress soon. Please get in touch with the 4th Armored Division and the Railway Military Police. Aye aye, Captain. Oh my, I think I can see something in the distance. What the... I'm getting some very strange readings here.
Crossbell now.
There seems to be something emitting light in the distance as well.
What in the world is that?
A world tree? What the hell? Looks cool though. But
I don't know.
I'm guessing we'll need to play the Crossbell arc to get more details about what that exactly is. Can't wait. I still haven't decided whether or not to stop at a certain point in Cold Steel 2, play the Crossbell saga, both games, and then finish off Cold Steel 2, or just finishing it off here. Because personally, I know that there will be slight spoilers for Crossbell, and for me it doesn't ruin the experience of Crossbell itself, but I don't know. I'm still on the fence on that, but please do let me know when we get to that point.
That blue barrier that was surrounding the city before is gone.
But now there's something even more unbelievable in its place.
An azure tree?
Yeah, it looks like a tree to me too. It's got all those branches coming out of it.
I don't think trees so vast even exist in legend. Never mind in reality.
Yeah, there's something completely otherworldly about it.
Do you know what it is, Celine?
I wish I did. There's nothing like that in any of the clan's legends.
Just what is happening over in Crossbell?
Well, we'll find that out at some point, definitely.
Now that's damned impressive. It must be over 2,000 arge tall.
Oh, never thought I'd come face to face with something that big in my lifetime. Life's just full of surprises.
Oh, this is the very essence of beauty. So this is the fruit of the Azure Zero project, a testament to the power of human obsession.
Looks like everything did go according to plan. Not that any other outcome was ever a possibility with my illustrious lord lending a hand.
So that showed up as a result of that phantasmal blaze plan of yours? And you're planning on spawning something like that over here, too?
That we are. What you see before you is a miracle born of human hands, made manifest by the Zero Child.
Zero Child? That might be something we'll learn in the Zero game from Crossbell. Yeah, just like the Azure Tree will probably be in the Azure part of it. Assuming, of course.
The end of the second movement is finally nigh. Let the preparations begin. This story's finale is bound to be one to remember.
Guess it's almost time to wrap things up. Wonder if it'll go how she and Campanella wanted to, though.
Ah, Campanella. Oh, it's been so long since we seen or heard anything about him. Heimdallr, the Vermillion capital. Valflame Palace, former Chancellor's office.
Excuse us, Lord Rufus.
Well, well. If it isn't General Le Guin and Brigadier General Bardius. I had thought you were still on the Western Front. Might I ask what brings you here?
Do you even need to ask? First Ruhr, now Bereahard. The Eastern Front is collapsing as we speak. I see no reason for us to remain in the West any longer.
I wouldn't go quite that far, General. As long as the West remains well protected, Heimdallr will not fall. As for Nortia and the elements which sided with Duke Alberia, they could always abandon their neutrality. The war is still ours for the winning. That hasn't changed.
Confident, aren't you?
An impressive analysis.
By the way, would you happen to know anything about that vast tree that sprouted up in Crossbell? Is it even a tree to begin with?
I haven't viewed it from up close, but the pictures were like nothing I'd ever seen. It could be completely harmless, but it's likely causing Erebonians in the East no shortage of anxiety just by being there.
I quite agree, and that concerns me as well. Still, Duke Cayenne insists its appearance was planned. There should be nothing to fear.
Really now?
I was aware he was affiliating himself with some suspicious society of sorts. Could the two be related?
100% yes.
What happens behind the scenes is of no concern to us, I suppose. We are warriors. We live to fight on the battlefield. So, dear Chief of Staff, who is our next opponent to be?
Getting right down to business, I see. I'd like for the two of you to defend the capital. Your opponents are to be the 3rd and 4th Armored Divisions, who will be advancing upon it within the next few days.
Oh, is that so?
What? So they're risking everything in an attempt to take back Heimdallr?
Well, they have the momentum at the moment, so morale
technically could be low here in Heimdallr by losing certain territories, so from a technical perspective, it's not that weird to try and push.
That is what I predict will happen, yes. I think Craig the Red and One-Eyed Zex will prove to be enough entertainment for the two of you, wouldn't you agree? After all, only the best will do for the two strongest soldiers the provincial army has to offer.
Alright, you win. You have my attention. The prospect alone has my blood boiling in anticipation.
I concur. Very well. We shall do as you say. This is sure to be a clash for the ages.
This is not good, because they are very strong indeed. Even enough to take down Zax and Greg, I'm sure of it. Same time, under Valflame Palace. Location for the tree that Vita wants to spawn here? Maybe. Cedric, Reese, and Nor.
I had no idea all this existed right under the palace. Dukayan, can I ask exactly where we're going?
There is no need to look so concerned, Your Highness. The place we are traveling to is to the center of this city. No, this country. And a place that governs a great power.
Another night?
It is where everything both ends and begins.
I'm not sure I understand what you mean.
Please, be careful of your footing. If you were to fall off the platform, you most assuredly would go splat and die.
Now, it won't do to frighten him. And I must say, I don't recall doing so ever being part of your duties.
Pardon me. I believe we're almost there.
Alright, but where is there? The ruined structure does seem somewhat familiar.
I've been waiting for you.
Vita Clotilde? The opera singer? What are you doing in a place like this?
Greetings, witch. I see that tree emerged successfully.
It certainly did. All that remains now is to continue the preparations here. However, let me remind you that under no circumstance...
If you would, spare me. You've made yourself perfectly clear on occasions past. And I am hardly enough of a fool to attempt to defy commands from a witch.
What are the two of you talking about? And why did you bring me here?
Patience, Your Highness. All will be clear in due time.
Just hope they don't need a sacrifice to make the tree happen, and that he is the sacrifice for that. That would be bad. I can imagine that if a tree would spawn here, it would be a crimson tree instead of an azure one. Because red does seem to be the color of this country.
Oh my. Could this be it?
Is that the roots of a new tree? Again, assuming, but... Ooh, another night. I knew it.
What is that thing? What's this feeling?
Cedric is another awakened one.
Marvelous! Marvelous! This is the legendary demon said to wield 1,000 weapons! The Crimson Calamity! Which was sealed away by Saint Sandlot and Drykel's 250 years ago, and a fragment of the great power! The Vermillion Testarossa!
Great, another knight enters the scene and it's part of the Alliance. Damn. But if Cedric is the one that can pilot it, he's not completely in line with the Alliance, so that might be troubling for them to control. Troublesome, but maybe not completely a bad thing. But yes, 27th of December.
The Azure Tree? That's the name of the bizarre tree that appeared in Crossbell then?
And if I'm assuming it's right, that maybe the Vermillion Palace will be the place of another tree, and at the roots of the tree is where this knight spawned, might we be assumed that under the Azure Tree another knight could have been spawning? Maybe even Crow's one? Again, just theory, I know nothing of the sort, but yes. Because if this would be a red tree, which we don't know yet, if ever, and there's a knight underneath there, then it would be assumed that if there's a knight under that one over there too, that it would be Crow's one. Because it is an Azure one as well. I see a connection there for some reason, so yeah.
Yeah, I found it out from the guild branch over there. Things still seem to be tense over in their direction. No one's really sure what it's for or what it can do. Don't think it'll have any direct effect on Erebonia, though.
At least not yet.
Well, I suppose that's good news. Sort of.
Still, people on this side of the country are understandably feeling uneasy about it.
Yeah, people have enough to worry about without a giant glowing tree sprouting up from out of nowhere.
Anyone would start feeling nervous at the sight of such a thing.
At least it should keep Calvert off our backs for a while, right? They're as clueless as we are on what that thing is, and they're not gonna risk an attack before they know for sure.
Exactly. In a sense, it's doing the same thing for us the barrier around Crossbell City did before it up and vanished. It's probably the best distraction Erebonia could ask for about now.
Oh, is that what your bracer instincts are telling you?
It doesn't take a bracer to think that, Eustace. If Calvert were to invade right now while the war's going on... True. The situation we're under is plenty chaotic as it is.
All we can do right now is keep doing what we always have, and gather information.
True. I agree.
I'm sure we can do something to improve the situation here, but we don't know enough to decide what that something is.
I'm with Gaius. Let's just take a deep breath and do the best we can.
Definitely.
That's the best attitude to have right now, too. One thing we could do is keep looking around for other Thor students. We could always use more help, right?
True, and we already know where two are going to be.
We still need more Zemirian ore, too.
Oh, that's right. And there are still more spirit shrines left to explore as well.
Strangely enough, our best course of action is to simply continue doing what we've always done, albeit with renewed dedication.
That works for me.
Sounds like you've got things covered in the east, which means that all that's left for me is to wish you good luck. Take care of them. Okay, Sarah?
What else would I do? And you take care of yourself, too. We wouldn't want anything to happen to you before you reunite with your dearest Carnelia, now would we?
Yeah. Would you just drop that already?
Nope, she will not.
Anyway, keep it up, guys. I'll be in touch.
Oh, there goes all my fun.
What was all that about? Toval's girlfriend? It did sound that way.
For further details, please consult a certain famous novel about a certain lovable scamp, now certainly available in all bookstores.
Based upon true life events.
Poor Toval. Anyway, we should probably get to work. The best place to start would be checking the latest requests from Prince Oliver.
Alright, let's see what he's given us. All, not mandatory quests, just optional ones. Good. Missed opportunity. The trouble you helped resolve here on the Gram has, shall we say, unresolved itself and continues to worsen. We believe that the cause may again lie within Lohengrin Castle. As such, we ask you, class, to investigate it and see if we can resolve whatever the problem may be. Please contact us at the Legram Bracer Guild if you are able to assist us. We definitely can. I want to hold a concert to show the people of Celtic that all is not lost and help them heal. Will you be willing to aid me, class 7? I'm hoping for Elliot's in particular. If so, please come meet me in Celtic Chapel. We can figure things out from there. Which is perfect, because Elliot was already thinking about something like this when we saw his event. Canyon or Cantion? Yeah, if you thought Cruising for a Bruising was bad, this one is just ass. Do you remember the scenic view of Oryx Canyon? The days we spent there so in love? Wait, wrong letter. Anyway. Rean, my good man, I've received word of a dangerous monster on the Oryx Canyon path. Could you be a dear and take care of it for me? On Volsaren, Oryx Canyon Path 3, eastern area of the main road. Of course we can.
There's a request from Rosine about Keldic.
Yeah, if we can, I'd love to help her out.
Me too. It's the least we can do after all the market manager did for us.
I'm in agreement. We should try and help her if time permits.
Klaus also has something in mind for us, it would seem. And that being said, I think it'd be best if I were to accompany you for the time being.
We were already planning on that.
I'd like to come along too, especially since we have the spirit shrines to worry about.
Alright, so we already have a big part of the group already pre-filled in.
Of course, Celine will be coming with me. You'll need both of us to get through the shrines after all.
That sounds fine by me. Thanks.
All right then, let's go.
It is temporarily not possible to remove Laura from the party. Alright, I want Alyssa, Elliot, Emma. And that means we have one left. Oh, looks like Milliam has caught up a little bit. Who shall we put in the last part? Gaius, alright. Alright. So we have plenty of things to do on the next episode. Lots of students to pick up, shrines to complete, people to talk to. Yeah, we got so much thing to do, we can probably do an entire week of episodes on doing them, I suppose. But that's gonna be for next time. Until then, I wish you all a great night, morning, day, wherever you are. And if you're still here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and be back next time. As we continue to move on forward while more strange things are happening all across the country. See you then. Bye bye.